Wait.
You can see?
No. Yeah, I'll see. Yes.
Good.
This goes up.
Yes.
Do you prefer the
Yes,
timer?
this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so if it says 9, then I could go for 9 minutes.
Yes.
Do you prefer that or?
Yeah. Thank you.
It's recording. Sorry,
We can start.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Aya Osama. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that I think is interesting. 30% of the global population, and that's more than 2.1 billion people, have obesity. And a main consequence of obesity is type 2 diabetes. And according to the International Federal Diabetes, the UAE has 19%, and that's around 800,000 people who have type 2 diabetes. And according to another report done by the World Health Organization, the Gulf countries are among the highest countries when it comes to obesity rate, with UAE ranked the 5th highest country in terms of obesity. So now let's stop for a second and think about the campus we're in. The food outlets, the lifestyle, even the snacks in the vending machine. Is it the campus that we'd be surprised about the high obesity rate? So now, before I go on and talk about my topic, I would like to assure you that I've done intensive research and chose trusted sources, including journal articles, newspaper articles, and statistics from official international organization websites. Today, I will persuade you that the American University of Sharjah should implement physical education courses as part of its undergraduate general requirements. First, I'm going to tell you the need to offer such courses, and then the plan to implement it, and then we'll try to practically visualize it with you. Let me now begin by telling you the first main argument about the need to have physical education courses as part of the undergraduate general requirements in AUS. According to data found by the American College Health Association in 2007, that 31% of college students are overweight or obese. So now, this is a big number, and and this supports the stand by the National Association of Sports and Physical Education for the need to offer strong university physical activity programs. We spend around 16 years of our lives in school, from the first grade to high school and then to the university. It's the period it's the most informative period. It's the period where we learn a lot and acquire a lot of skills that we then carry with us later on. Learning biology, chemistry, math, environmental sciences, public speaking gives us a glimpse about the life we live in, about our body, tells us more about the nature, about how to present ourselves, and somehow about our body. But how about learning more and going into depth and to know more about our health and the nutrition that we need? Research done shows that adults who have taken physical education courses in their life, and whether in school or universities, they participate more in physical activities. And the graph that I was supposed to show you shows that it was an American study done by using American participants, and it shows that adults who have participated in physical education courses their inactivity level is around 19.3, while the adults who does not get any physical education their inactivity rate is 46.3, and this shows the difference from 19 to 46%. So with having no courses at all no physical education courses at all in any university in UAE, it's not of any wonder we wouldn't really wonder the high rate of obesity rates, the increase of obesity rates. I'm sorry. So moreover, according to an NSPA position paper written in 2007 in University Physical Activity Instruction Programs, says that the main aim is in having physical education courses is to promote behavioral changes methods and to work on skills to teach us students how to improve our health, facilitate the skills and knowledge for us and the knowledge that's needed to practice healthy lifestyle. And another advantage of actually learning, of actually going out and doing physical activity and participating in some, is that it teaches us critical social skills such as cooperation, teamwork, and empathy. Now, next argument goes that physical activity that comes from physical education courses does not only benefit our body physically, but it also benefits our mental health. And this, according to John Ratey, a clinical associate professor at Harvard School, said that memory retention and learning functions are all about brain cells actually changing, growing, and working better together. And also, that's a very interesting study. It was conducted in 2013 in the Journal of Neuroscience, and it was conducted on mice, and it showed that exercise regulates the brain so that it can actually, so that it can be more resistant to stress. So it's also beneficial as we can maintain the stress, and it works as a mechanism also for the anxiety relief and stuff. So, and in the fast-paced life we're in, and in the university we're in, with all the stress we encounter too, I think this is a need. Now, after stating the two main arguments that physical education courses helps us maintain a healthy body physically and mentally, let me talk about the possible way that AUS can actually implement it. Actually, the question now is it possible for AUS to have physical education courses? Is it practical? What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
It is practical. Why? Top of your head. Why is it practical?
Facilities.
Yeah, perfect. I don't
At the
understand.
same time, because we don't really, on our own, we don't give ourselves our time to exercise.
Yeah, that's true. What else?
So if it's mandatory, it would be better. Like we're forced to do
Yeah,
it,
and
so
it's not mandatory forced in this way. I'm gonna say that later. It's just like the other classes that's offered here. So now, in AUS, as you all know, that we have several general requirements that we need to fulfill anyways for an undergraduate program, from social sciences to humanities, culture and critical perspectives, arts and literature, and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of courses that's out there and offered, and it's not mandatory. It's not like you have to go register for them, such as music, piano, drawing, painting, theater. All of that is there. There is psychology and so on and so forth. It's not major requirements. It's just there to fulfill a couple of credits. If you want, you can go and register. If not, then it's fine. But it's there for you. It's an opportunity. So we already have, as students and as a curriculum and as the system we're in, we have the idea of taking courses outside our major. So this is not going to be a problem. And also, as mentioned in AUS's official website, and as we can see, as we can all go out and see, we have a lot of facilities. We have a gym with two indoor sports that we can play in: football, basketball, volleyball, and a lot of other things. We have 6 outdoor tennis courts. We have 2 volleyball outside courts. We have 2 basketball courts, and we have a lot of stuff. That's beside the small rooms that's equipped with aerobics equipment, and another that has table tennis, and a lot of other sports. And not only that, there's also the fitness center, which has more than 100 equipment, such as bicycle and treadmills, and that's for the cardio, and other equipments for weightlifting and building muscles and so on and so forth. So we have the facilities. So although that there is no any university in UAE that actually offers physical education courses, considering the facilities that we have here in AUS, and the idea that the idea is already there, then it's I think it's very practical. Now let me read a statistic for you, and I want you to think along whether to what extent do you understand the statistic? Okay. In a survey released this year by Zurich International Life, 47.5% of UAE residents were overweight, with a BMI of between 25 and 30, while another 13% were obese with a BMI of over 30. Since the average BMI in the UAE is 25.6, the average UAE resident is considered overweight. So now what's the BMI?
Body mass index.
Yeah. So yeah, it is the body mass index. But what is it? How can you explain it? What is it? How can you calculate it? Why is it useful? Why is it useful to even know about it and calculate it? What kind of food does your body need in different stages? And what kind of nutrition how many calories do you need per day in different times, based on different ages, and also in different weights. What should you or should you not eat, and based on the family history of diseases such as, for example, or like of sickness, illness such as high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes, so on and so forth. And this is going to be taught in the theoretical part of the course. It's not going to be complicated things. It's not going to be things to do with the brain structure and digestive system and biology things. It's going to be practical things. It's going to be things that you can use daily, that can be useful for you, your family, and later on for your children, and your friends, and so on and so forth. So it's not going to be complicated. And then comes the other practical part, which is teaching you basically. Teaching you skills that are acquired and needed for you to go on and do sports, or telling you how to perform cardio and not to do what not to do and what to do, and if you want to build muscle, what kind of proteins to take, what's beneficial and what's not, and that's so. So finally, if you think that AUS should give us the opportunity to go there and register a course, go out there and start doing sports, whether it's because you want to know more about your body, or you want to lose weight, build muscle, or anything, or just simply to make sure that you're fit and maintain good health and get rid of unnecessary negative energy, then I strongly encourage and would appreciate your consideration to go to the main building and get a petition and sign it and request for having physical education courses later on to have a better, more healthy AUS for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any questions or questions about the course? Will you go sign the petition?
Are you serious about this?
Because I wanted to get a petition and then you'd all sign it, but then they're like, no, individuals should. I think they thought I'd fake like signatures or something.
Yes, they would.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend then? I mean, after the theoretical course, how many physical activity courses should one take?
Yeah, this one I was out of time to mention it. It's going to be, for example, it's just like psychology, taking a psychology course. We have to fulfill a number of hours to doing researches, doing an experiment, conducting an interview with several people. This is going to be very similar. We have to, for example, do several hours of cardio or body muscle, and that all depends because we're going to take a test before actually registering in the course. A very simple test. It's actually done for free in all the nutrition outlets, but it's just going to be that it's going to be imposed in AUS. It's going to tell us what do we need, how the body, the fat percentage, and the muscle, what do we already have, how much do we need to build, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be very beneficial because it's just going to basically do what we all want to do, but we don't have the time nor enough motivation to do it. Now the motivation is going to be the 3 credit hours.
Parents paying for you to
And the way they test whether it's actually there already in one of the biology courses, to test whether you actually did the cardio exercises or not, they take a blood test at the end of each week or not.
Imagine you get graded for that as well. An exercise, you're getting a C.
You put on 200 grams. Fail.
So are you going to